everyone, it's Melissa from 1000 Plus Books to Read, here today to review Mishap and Mayhem by Shelley. And in case you haven't heard of the book before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the back cover so that way you have a little bit of information and then I'll talk about it. So in this book, a secret that has been kept since the dawn of time is about to be revealed with devastating consequences. It's the summer of the year 2045, and 16-year-old Graziella, along with her sister Tatiana, plan to visit their grandmother in Hawaii. Awesome. They have no idea that when they arrive on the island of Kauai that they are about to be drawn into a secret, the secret of their family's dark origins and magical powers. On the first day of their arrival, their grandmother is accused of a horrible crime involving a fairy. Whispers have spread throughout the islands about the disappearance of a fairy named Sita Knook and her connection to a mysterious group known only as the Sincerians. Before long, Graziella and Tatiana are doing battle with ancient races and magical beings, all the while trying to retrieve an ancient stone of power and impress a couple of local surfers, Kanai and Kai, cousins who have some pretty exciting family secrets of their own. It's pretty serious stuff for two girls who were planning to spend the summer at the beach getting tans, but then that's the trouble with secrets. Sometimes they just don't stay buried. Now, this book was actually really interesting. It kind of involved a whole bunch of different magical beings and myths and Greek gods and fairies and things of that sort. So it kind of was a hodgepodge of like everything paranormal, supernormal, things of that sort. I'm not really sure that I liked this book that much. It was kind of enjoyable, but kind of not. Like, there were a lot of things about it that I had higher hopes, let's just say. And I don't know. It seemed like, the start of the book was they were going to Hawaii to visit their grandmother. Their grandmother was going to, I guess, kind of reveal something to them. They were going to be tested. And I'd say Grandma was pretty, not involved in the book almost whatsoever. Really, the book went from them visiting Hawaii to all of a sudden hooking up with some guys. And not in that way. Just kind of meeting them and spending all their time with them. And, it kind of evolved from there into, this missing fairy and having to get this stone and kind of saving the world at that point. I was kind of a little bit sad because the beginning of this book was really, really strong. It kind of was talking about the ancestors at that point, and I felt really bad for, the first, I think it was the first 5 pages or so, and I was like, wow, this is going to be great. And then it wasn't. And it was, disappointing, I guess I can say. It's, a YA book that has a lot of potential, and it just kind of fell a little bit flat for me. But it was entertaining. I didn't struggle to read it at all. It just wasn't up to the level of what I thought it was going to be. It was entertaining for what it was. I really did enjoy the characters. And I love the Greek element that they kind of brought into it with Eros being there, and it really left open a lot of potential for the next book. There is going to be another book. There's going to be a second book. I don't know when that's coming out. And I will actually be reading the second book because I do want to follow up and find out what happens. Because like I said, the first book gave great potential for a great storyline, great series. And that's kind of the problem with a lot of first books for series, is they kind of lay out all of this stuff and they're so busy laying out the groundwork for book 2, book 3, book 4 that they kind of forget you still have a story that's going on in the first book. And yes, this did have a start, a middle, and end to it, so there was an actual story here. But again, it wasn't where I thought it was going to go based on the first, entry to the book. The first entry to the book was about their ancestors, and then it goes on to, letting Graziella and Tatiana know that they're going to go to Hawaii to spend all this time with their grandmother, which would have been really cool to kind of to go into that side and have them grow their magical powers and learn about their ancestors from their grandmother, and have all of that stuff go in there. But they are teenagers, and it is a YA book, so of course you can't have 2 teenage girls without having a couple teenage boys for them to spend time with. The cool thing was, though, that these boys do have their own secrets. They're not just human boys, so I look forward to seeing what this is going to grow into. So I don't know if I would recommend getting it right now, like standalone-ish, but if you have this, when the second book comes out, I think it would be great to read the 2 together, because I have a feeling the second book is going to be a lot better than the first book is, and it'll have a lot more about the characters and the things that I was missing from this first book. So I might hold off, if I were you, in purchasing this one just yet. Find out when that second book is. I'll try to find out for the actual blog post. I'm sorry, I record the reviews a little bit early because I just don't have the time. But yeah, I'll find out that information for you guys and find out when this second book is coming out, because I really do think that the second book is going to be a lot better. And if you read the 2 at the same time or right after each other, it would probably be a better read. So that's my review today for Mishap and Mayhem by M.M. Shelley. I'll go ahead and of course have all the links down in the down bar as well as on the blog post. If you're new around here, hit subscribe, please. Share us along to your friends. We are, of course, have many things going on over at the blog, different giveaways, different guest posts from authors, lots of different things. Check us out on Facebook. We're always coming up with something new and different to talk about. Great conversations that are happening over there. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and see you next time.